Okay,
Okay guys, we are back in Metal Gear Solid 2.
and in this part we are continuing on. We are now going to rescue the president.
Yes. And what I'm going to do first is show off what happens if you stand on
Because, yeah,
this.
the
Just for amusement.
president said we become bacon.
Yep.
I like bacon.
Yep. Look at Raiden fly back. So if any of you people who don't like Raiden, you can torture him that way.
Yeah,
You
so
can torture
yeah,
him.
there, bacon.
Yep. Delicious.
Yeah.
All we need now is ketchup. To make it stand out well.
No, bacon and cheese.
I say bacon and ketchup. I think ketchup makes bacon stand out quite a bit, actually.
I really love bacon, cheese and a turnover. Oh, yummy.
I hate that.
Bacon and cheese turnover.
I hate that. I hate that.
I love it.
I hate it.
I love it.
Hate it.
Love it.
Hate it. Doesn't go together.
Have you ever tried pork with bacon and beans in a pie?
Once.
Really?
Once. My friend let me try it once.
Pork, bacon and bean pie?
Yes. My friend let me try it once.
I've had homemade one. It's really lovely.
Hmm.
More
That's
lovely
actually-
than what you think.
Actually, not really, because I actually think that stew and dumpling's lovely, yet you don't really seem to like it, so there you go.
Okay, so what you doing now? I mean, aren't you going to go rescue the president?
I've got to go get the Nikita first.
Oh, right, Nikita.
So I've got to go down to the basement to pick up the Nikita, then come back up and then use it.
Oh, right. So you can find the Nikita on floor B1 and...
And it's all completely flooded.
Yeah, because, you know, Fat Man blew up Strat H.
Yeah, with the, with the C4.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how he says those bombs are C4s, even though they
we
look
don't
nothing
need to go,
like...
we don't want to go swimming now. Or do you have to go swimming to get the...
You have to go swimming to get the Nikita.
Oh, okay. I've completely forgotten this part.
Colonel, B1 is completely flooded from what I can see.
You'll have to swim through.
Swimming isn't my strong point. It wasn't a part of the VR training either.
Stroke the water and move forward by pushing
Stroke
the punch
the
button.
water.
Push it in
Pretty
rapid succession
water.
to swim faster.
Pretty water.
Change your heading with the left stick.
Big
Up will
water.
take you
Instead of
up,
pretty woman,
down takes you
pretty
lower,
water.
left and right to face those directions.
Soaking up the shell. Pretty
Two
water.
gauge will appear under your life gauge while you're
Gonna
underwater.
drown you
The
to
gauge
hell.
corresponds to the
Now,
amount of air you can hold.
remember
in a
when I said that
single deep breath.
Raiden
Once
can
the
wear
O2
different
gauge
wigs,
falls
like
to
brown
zero,
ones, an orange
the life
one,
gauge
and a
will
blue
start to
one?
drop.
The blue one
You
gives
need
you
to be
infinite
aware of
O2 gauge.
Okay.
But you have to beat every single difficulty and get every single dog tag just to get it.
I'll sod that.
Yeah. So you have to beat the game on extreme and all the other
NVG,
difficulties.
is that the Nikita?
Nope, that's night vision goggles,
Oh. Right.
which are... that one.
Okay. Don't really need that right now. And oh, we're gonna run out of oxygen. There you go, we've got Nikita. Running out of oxygen.
It's kind of weird how you're talking to the Colonel while you're still underwater and you don't run out of O2.
But technically, you're not actually talking, are you? It's through the head, isn't it?
Shell 2 core.
Yeah, but then...
The power
Because-
source
well-
and make
Yeah.
contact with the president.
Well, no, it's a small little bone that's in his ear. No one but him would be able to hear it.
Yeah, but you don't actually talk into it, because otherwise, all those times when you talked to it in the past, you'd be spotted for sure. Ah!
And I got hit by mine. Fuck!
And your oxygen's running low.
I can see that.
Just in case you couldn't.
I would have noticed if I heard the doo-doo, doo-doo in the background, and I'd be like, wow, yeah, I can tell.
Yeah. Okay,
All
well
these
done.
bloody cans around as well.
Yeah, there must have been litter bugs in this route. Seriously, wasn't there anyone down on that particular basement?
Not really.
Because-
well,
because-
Pliskin went here, or should I say Snake went here.
Yeah.
Snake went to this place when he did Shell 2's call, so there you go.
Yeah, but the thing is...
You'll also find a dead body of Peter
Yeah.
Stillman.
Oh, what, in actual Shell 2, even though he died in the bottom of Strat H?
Yeah. For some reason he's in Strut. For some reason he's in Shell 2 though, because as soon as you open the valve door, you'll come through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, get the president to run over. Run.
It's the Green Goblin.
What the fuck?
Green Goblin. Yeah. Or the Joker.
Okay, there.
And I'm going to shoot Nikita.
You got Stinger. We don't want Stinger. See the problem. You've got to be so careful of where you shoot.
You have to be so precise as well. Okay, so now I know where to go.
I think Prez in it will have moved back by now. Or not.
Nope, not yet.
There we go.
Certainly takes a while for them to do that though. Okay, so that's that destroyed. Now we can go and see the president for a bit. And this is actually one of the funniest cutscenes in the game when he touches Raiden's groin and he's all like, what the? So that was so...
Hey.
I have to admit, this was a strange scene. Just watch. It's very, very strange.
President Johnson,
So you're finally here.
you've been expecting me?
Your equipment, that skull suit isn't exactly standard military issue.
Are you all right, sir?
Is this some kind of sick joke? I thought you came to kill me.
Huh?
I'm prepared to face the consequences of my betrayal.
What are you...
What the frick?
A man?
Because he thought he might have been a woman. Because he actually might have thought he was a woman. Because of the hair.
Foxhound?
Because of the hair.
Yeah, but loads of blokes
I
have
see.
longer hair nowadays.
Things are starting to make a little sense.
And obviously when he was talking, he wasn't a female. Didn't sound like one.
Yes. Well, he could have been a transvestite, or
Switch over to nanocommunications so
transsexual.
nobody can listen in.
Yes, sir.
He could have been, transgender. That's the word I'm
Do
looking
you
for.
read me, sir?
Yes.
I couldn't
Mr.
think of the word.
President, it's my understanding that the terrorists have managed to input the code sequence necessary for launching a nuclear strike.
So
That's
again,
correct.
this particular
I punched the
codec
sequence
number
in myself.
You're
can
working
only be
for them?
used.
If you
Once,
asked
and
me
then
2
that's
hours
it.
ago, my
Yeah.
answer would have been yes. Right now, they're keeping me alive until my vital signs...
Interesting thing about Metal Gear Solid 3 is that you use the codec calls to call pretty much everyone. But there's this other one called a healing radio where you can call certain frequencies to restore your stamina and other ways of methods.
Yeah.
But you're the president. You have
And you can actually listen to
power.
about 7 tracks or so.
Just a figurehead.
So it's kind of like the predecessor to the iPod from the
The
fourth
real
one.
power is in the Patriots' hands.
The Patriots?
The
These
truth
people
behind this country.
keep coming up,
I'm
don't
not
they, the
surprised
Patriots?
you've never heard of them. Very few are aware of their existence, even among those with code word clearance. Politics, the military, the economy, they control it all. They even choose who becomes president. Putting it simply, the Patriots rule this country.
No.
Hard to believe, isn't it? But it's the truth. The space defense, income tax reduction, and national missile defense programs. Every policy that's been credited to me was actually done according to their instructions.
Space defense was initiated by Congress.
That's what the Patriots want the country to believe. It's all a show. Democracy is just a filler for textbooks. Think about it. Do you actually believe that public opinion influences the government?
No.
This country is shaped and controlled as the Patriots see fit. The people are shown what they want to believe. What you call government is actually a well-staged production aimed at satisfying the public. Huh? Don't look at me like that. I'm legally sane, you know.
It's not your sanity that worries me.
I'm not crazy. My mother had me tested.
The Patriots. Even I don't know who the actual members are. Are they financial, political, or military leaders? No one knows who the Patriots really are. Even my instructions come from a cutout. All I've been told is that every key decision is made by a group of 12 men, known as the Wise Men's Committee.
Your office? The White House?
Merely puppets, pawns in a game. By pledging my loyalty...
We'll
an
learn more about who the
insignificant son of a
Patriots are as the
senator was
series
awarded
goes
the
on.
presidency.
Specifically in
course, that
4.
wasn't the only
That's when
price I had
everything
to
comes
pay.
to a close.
What do you mean?
Even if a pawn becomes a queen, it is still just a playing piece. I wanted to leave my own mark in history, but my ambitions were... You'll understand someday.
Yeah, patronising child talk. You'll understand
I wish
someday
to
when
be
you're
a
a bit
member of the
older.
Patriots. I wanted to wield the power of a king instead of being an expendable pawn.
And that justifies acts of terrorism?
Yes, I'd intended to use the new Metal Gear as a bargaining chip,
Bargaining chip?
but I underestimated Solidus. He actually wants to challenge the Patriots, even if it means the destruction of the world.
What are you saying?
Whether you believe it or not, the balance of power rests in the hands of the Patriots. They regulate the country's various interests through controlled presentation, staging a drama that is palatable to the general masses. Can you imagine what would happen if they ceased to function? Picture a massive political vacuum, a space that every powermonger will try to fill for their own greedy ends. I'm talking about an unregulated power struggle, panic, civil war, chaos. Like it or not, the Patriots is an organization that must continue to exist.
So you changed your mind because you wanted to avoid global chaos.
Exactly. When I told Solidus that I wished to prevent disaster, he replied that pawns can never become players.
And who is this Solidus?
You've met him already.
The first name.
predecessor,
Dr. Octopus, or whatever his name
George
is.
Yep.
Sears.
George Sears. Yeah,
That was the
George
name the
Sears
public
is
came
actually
to know him
Solidus.
Ooh,
I knew
so he
him by
didn't
his
die.
code name, Solidus Snake. He was the third Snake, preceded by Solid and Liquid, a survivor of the Les Enfants Terribles project. Neither Solid nor Liquid. He was a well-balanced masterpiece that the Patriots saw fit to entrust with the presidency. However, he fell out of grace with the organization 4 years ago. When acting on his own, he started an incident.
4 years ago. Shadow Moses.
That's right. At the time, the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, together with certain influential parties, initiated the development of Metal Gear Rex and an advanced nuclear warhead. However, this did not fall in line with the Patriots' plans. What's more, Solidus decided on his own to send his most trusted man, Ocelot, to provoke Liquid Snake, bringing about the said incident. As a result, he succeeded in obtaining Rex and the data on the warhead. But in doing so, he ended up revealing the existence of both Rex and the Genome Army, a blunder that earned him the wrath of the Patriots. Shortly thereafter, Solidus was removed from the presidential office.
I thought he resigned.
That's the story given to the general public. Following his resignation, the Patriots selected me, their new pawn, for the presidency.
But that would mean that the presidential race was...
That was quite a show, wasn't it? It was a well-scripted drama staged by the Patriots for the benefit of the public. Even the Democrats and Republicans were dancing to the Patriots' tune. Everything went according to plan, but for one exception. Following his resignation, Solidus' health was scheduled to fail him, bringing about his untimely death.
Capped?
Correct. But before the Patriots could execute their plot, Solidus went underground with the help of Ocelot. As he avoided pursuit, Solidus gained control of Dead Cell, winning over Colonel Golukovich's outfit. From there, he bided his time, knowing that his opportunity would soon arrive.
What opportunity?
The completion of the new Metal Gear project, an opportunity that would even his odds against the Patriots. By stealing the Patriots' most valued project, he would be able to place them in a very uncomfortable position. It's the only chance he has for survival. Once he has the new Metal Gear, he'll declare war against the Patriots. Needless to say, he must be stopped.
Metal Gear is already operational.
No, not yet. What you saw was Metal Gear Ray, hijacked 2 years ago from the Marines by Ocelot. That was not the new Metal Gear.
Then where's the new Metal Gear?
Right here.
What?
You're standing in it. To be more precise, this entire big shell facility is the new Metal Gear.
Would you say?
No, I'm quite serious. The upper structure that you've seen is camouflage, designed to represent an offshore cleanup facility. The main structure extends from the foundation all the way down to the ocean floor. The connecting elevator is located on the B2 floor of the Shell 1 core. Arsenal Gear. That's the code name for the new Metal Gear.
Arsenal?
Yikes.
That's right.
Someone was
Arsenal.
evidently
We're
a
talking
football
about an
fan when they
impregnable
named it.
fortress carrying a load of
Yes.
over a couple of thousand missiles,
Yeah.
including nuclear warheads.
So you know who made
all
Arsenal Gear then?
protected by a horde of mass-produced Metal Gear Ray units.
Neither do I.
Mass-produced.
The Ray
It's a
unit
bit of a
was
plot hole.
originally designed for the Marines to be used
It might
as
have
a
been,
countermeasure
Sword Distance
against
Men,
the Metal
maybe.
Gear variations
Maybe.
throughout the world.
I don't know.
The
In it like the
had Ray
Patriots?
redesigned
Maybe.
to protect the new Arsenal Gear.
So now anti-Metal Gears are guarding a Metal Gear.
Ironic, isn't it? That's not all. Arsenal Gear has full access to the military's tactical network, giving it the ability to exercise absolute control over our nation's armed forces, not to mention our nuclear armament. In short, Arsenal was created to be the core of our country.
What kind of idiotic weapon?
Weapon? No. You're not seeing the full picture. Arsenal Gear is more than just a military tool.
It's a sexy bitch as well.
It is
Yes.
a means to preserve the world as it is. It will establish a new form of control. The Patriots will use
It's
it
a
to
very
keep their
attractive
place as
machine.
the country's true rulers.
Yeah, but I don't think you
Right
actually
now, they
see
feel
it in its
pressure.
full entirety, don't
Why
you?
what?
You only see the full
They fear
entirety.
an
You know when
overabundance of
soldiers
digital
choke you?
information.
Yeah.
They actually
The
stand
world
on
will
Arsenal
drown
Gear
in
and they
the
actually
coming
go to
flood of
Manhattan with
information,
it, don't
and
they?
Yeah.
along with it. The Arsenal plans include a system to digitally manage the flow of information.
I have to admit,
making it
try
possible to shape
try
the
following
truth
this
for their
plot as a
own
kid
purposes.
and tell me if it was
In
easy.
short, the
It
Arsenal
wasn't.
system
I always thought
is
this
the
plot
key
was all
to
over
their
the place.
supremacy.
Purely because I couldn't
Yes.
follow
The
it.
GW system is the Patriots' trump card.
It is a little convoluted
Arsenal
and a bit
Gear will be
contrived.
fully operational when GW is successfully integrated. Once operational, it will be a completely new form of power for the Patriots to wield. I had hoped to seize the project from them, so that I would be in a strong bargaining position.
Bargain for what?
I'd hoped to trade my way into their ranks. The Solidus preferred rebellion. Outer Heaven, his plan to unleash a nuclear blast over the skies of Wall Street to break the Patriots' control of the business community, is also a key factor in his offensive effort.
Outer heaven?
Listen, there isn't much time. The football served as the key for activating Arsenal Gear. I've already input the necessary code sequence.
So it turns out the
Won't be long
football
before GW
is the only way to
begins
activate
establish
Arsenal.
connections with other external systems. Arsenal Gear
The
becomes fully
football.
operational.
So not only is football
Stop
made
them
for
before that
sports,
happens.
but it can also activate
That is
Arsenal
your
Gear.
Roll.
No, I just
You've
thought it
got
was
to
funny that a
find
football
Emma
activates
She's the only
Arsenal
one who can
gear.
stop that
Yeah,
thing
so
once
kick-
it's
Football,
been activated.
Arsenal.
So
Get
what
it?
did you say? Yeah, Arsenal.
She's the system programmer for
So many
Arsenal
references.
Gear. I believe she's somewhere on level B1 in the core of this building.
I thought the levels below us were flooded.
I'm sure they won't let her die just yet, as she's the only remaining programmer for this project. According to Ocelot, she was being held in a locker room located in the northwest part of level
She must have been in
B1.
there for a very long time.
Transmission and get moving.
So basically now we're following... Remember how in the first game when we got asked to go and
This
find
is
our
card
slot?
4. It'll give
Ocelot.
you access all the way to
Otacon.
Hamilton.
Ocelot? Ocelot? You mean Otacon? I was going to say.
I keep doing this, don't I?
It's when Kenneth Baker says to you, the president of Kenneth Baker tells you to go find Otacon, he knows more about, Arsenal Gear. Kind of like in the first game. How, how in the second game, the president tells you to go and find Emma,
Because she knows about Arsenal gear, yeah.
who's related to Otacon.
Yeah, oh, friggin' ironic. See, they bring so many similarities into this, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, even Ocelot himself says, do you really think they were all coincidence?
Yeah.
And Ocelot forgot to search me. You've got to hurry. That disc is
I knew there was
the only way
something
you're going to
fishy
stop
about how it's
Arsenal.
like the first game when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Well, I've told you everything you need to know. There's only one thing that remains to be done. Now, kill me.
What the?
There's no time to argue. The final check for my vital ID will start any second. If you kill me now, you'll at least prevent the nuclear strike.
Cut it out!
Do it! That's your role!
And the president dies.
Yep. And he got shot
That's a
By no
museum
other
right
than
to free speech,
Revolver
Mr.
Ocelot.
President. Or is it ex-president?
Ocelot really is an arse.
Yep.
Alas,
Wow.
my finger
How
must
did
have
he
slipped.
get across that bridge and, you know...
You know, in spite of
Outside.
being so old, he's really acrobatic, isn't he?
Very acrobatic.
Forget him. He did us a favor. Without free will, there
I've got to say,
is no
Ocelot
difference
gets away a lot in this series, doesn't he? He gets away in the first game, he gets away in the second game.
He always
My
gets away up
only
until the end of the
real
fourth
choice
game,
is to
in which
put an
case he
end
doesn't get
to
away
this
anymore
charade.
after that.
Let me at least have the freedom to end it myself.
What are you...
Find Emma. Stop Arsenal. This is my last order as your commander-in-chief. I'm counting on you.
Okay, that kind of went botched up. We were supposed to rescue the president and we kind of ended up killing him instead.
Yeah, Colonel, I accidentally killed the president. Why?
Even though
because he made me
technically-
shoot him.
Even though technically we didn't kill him.
Yeah, did you ever see that Metal Gear Solid parody where he goes, you're supposed to look at the encodec, you know, frequency on the back. The Colonel told you. Whoops, what was it? What happens? I shot him. Bang! And he goes in.
Okay,
I shot him.
let's go. Colonel.
Answer the
President is
codec.
dead.
Unless he's too upset to talk to him.
I'm sorry to hear
The
that.
Colonel doesn't even
Where do we
care.
go from here?
Your mission was to rescue the president and eliminate
I like
the
his monotone
terrorist threat.
facial expression throughout the
However,
entire
given
thing.
the
He's
recent
like,
turn of events,
Yeah.
we will honor the
Oh, well.
president's last directive.
oh well, life
You
goes
must
on.
put a stop
Suck
to
it.
Arsenal Gear once and for all.
It's become
Do
a
you
lot
actually
bigger.
think there's any truth to his story about this big shell facility being a front for Arsenal Gear?
I don't have the security clearance necessary to verify the facts. However, he was the president. I'm sure he knew what he was talking about.
Aren't you forgetting that he was part of the terrorist plot?
All the more reason why I believe his information is reliable.
So you believe a
We're
terrorist, but
talking
you
about a
don't
man who
believe
chose to
state.
die rather
Makes
than risk
sense.
the nuclear holocaust. Thanks to his sacrifice, the Nuclear Launch Authority has shifted to the vice president, effectively eliminating the terrorist threat.
Colonel, when you put it like that, it almost sounds like I should have assassinated the president to eliminate the threat.
That was not my intention. I was trying to point out that there is certainly some credibility to the words of a man who chose death to protect the innocent.
The Colonel has a point, Jack.
What about the information he gave me on the Patriots?
That's a new one on me. I'll see what I can find out. Raiden, we're running out of time. Find Emma. She's supposed to be located on level B1 in the core of that building you're in, right? You've got to find her before Arsenal becomes fully operational.
Hurry, Jack.
It's up to you to make sure that the president didn't sacrifice his life in vain.
Understood. Raiden out.
Oh, but we have to find our best buddy first.
What's your
That's
status,
Snake.
Raiden? Snake, the president.
He takes
He's
it
been
more seriously.
assassinated. What? There's nothing I could
Yeah,
do.
opposed to
the
cut-
president has... At least they actually
He died before
react
his
to the
vital
president
ID could be
dying.
Yeah, because
reconfirmed.
with Colonel, he's like,
He's
I
lost their
see.
nuclear strike
Snake's
capability.
reaction. What?
That Ocelot guy obviously killed the president on purpose.
Can't even imagine what
Why?
Archon's reaction was.
It
He'd be
doesn't
like,
make any sense. They had
Yeah.
to know that they couldn't launch the nuke if they killed the president.
Maybe there's a way to launch without reconfirming the vital ID.
Or maybe they found a more effective weapon within Arsenal Gear.
You knew about Arsenal Gear?
Yeah,
Why didn't you tell me about it?
you never asked.
Am I correct in assuming you also know that the big shell's a front for the project?
You mean, did I know that the Big Shell, a fully functional environmental cleanup facility, was designed to camouflage Arsenal Gear? Yeah, I did. It's exactly what the President and Ames described, a massive cover story. The good news is that it hasn't really done much in terms of cleaning up the environment, so we won't have to worry about any toxic gas being released if we have to blow the house down.
Right. And when did you find out about all of this?
It took a while, but we uncovered the info around the time you took out that mad bomber. There's no doubt that Arsenal Gear is being built here. And it was all set up 2 years ago, on that day. All of it.
2 years ago. What really
Oh,
happened
finally
here?
get the truth. Well, Raiden finally gets the truth.
and he finds
I
out
took
more
these
about the
photos
tank.
2 years ago.
I
Now, what's really interesting about this cutscene is that, you know, when you're in Metal Gear Ray's Hold number 3, if you take the first picture and upload it to Oticon, it'll appear on the news.
Yeah.
It'll appear on the picture.
Yeah.
And if you play the Substance version, they include a part where, you know, if you manage to do all the VR missions, they'll talk about VR missions for a bit. See? I've done VR missions on the tanker before. He only says that in the Substance version.
Yeah.
In the original Sons of Liberty game, he never mentions that.
I'd
Just quite
infiltrated the dummy
interesting.
tanker to obtain proof that a Metal Gear was under development. Shortly after I made it aboard, an armed group led by Colonel Gerlukovich raided the ship and gained control.
Olga and Ocelot were among the raiding party.
Yeah, and him.
Who are you talking about?
A man that was supposed to be dead.
Their target was also Metal Gear Ray. But Ocelot eliminated Colonel Gerlukovich and Marine Commander Scott Dolph, and he hijacked Ray.
So he betrayed them?
I don't know what kind of deal was going down. All I remember is what Ocelot said at the time. Something like, "I'm taking it back."
Ocelot then sank the tanker, along with the soldiers of the Marine Corps.
How did you manage to get out?
Otacon managed to have a small boat ready for me.
That was the easy part. The tough part was not getting dragged down with the sinking tanker. Small miracle when you think about it. It turned out that the whole thing was a setup to lure us. Photos of Snake, taken by the Cypher, were released to the public. In turn, we became the world's most wanted environmental terrorists.
It was definitely a move aimed at putting a stop to our anti-Metal Gear activities.
But why did they choose Snake?
Since the Shadow Moses incident, Snake became sort of a hero. I think the Patriots weren't too happy about that.
You knew about the Patriots?
Well, yes, to a certain degree.
It seems like everyone knows about them except me.
They didn't choose Snake to be a hero.
So they decided to do a smear campaign.
I think the Patriots wanted to make an example of him so everybody would think twice before opposing them.
That's it. They set all this up just to nail you guys.
No, there's more to it than that. The Marines' Metal Gear Ray project, headed by Commander Dolph, was carried out in opposition to the Navy's Arsenal Gear project. To be more precise, the Patriots considered Metal Gear Ray to be a thorn in their side. Hence, they attacked the dummy tanker and stole Ray. They followed this up with a perfect plan. They immediately sent a fully loaded tanker to the same location and sank it. Then set up the facility to camouflage the development of Arsenal Gear.
And we fell for it. 2 more puppets in their show.
Colonel Gerlukovich and his daughter Olga?
Both fell victim to Ocelot's plot.
Was Solidus behind all this? He used Ocelot to get hold of Ray, huh?
No, he was underground, keeping a low profile at the time.
Then it must be the Patriots.
If that's the case, what's Ocelot doing alongside Solidus?
Ooh.
He's obviously setting him up.
Yeah.
Because
there's a lot of-
Ocelot
yeah.
likes to work for
Forget it.
people and
We're wasting
backstab them.
time.
Yeah,
We can
there's
figure
a lot
this
of
out
setting
later.
up going on
The
here.
nuclear strike's
Well,
been
Ocelot
prevented,
seems
but
to like to
Arsenal
work
still
for
has a
companies and then
massive
betrays
payload of
them.
missiles to deal
All the
with.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
If the opposition gets control of those missiles,
Raiden, you've got to find Emma.
Wait a second. Isn't Emma Emmerich?
my sister.
What's she doing here?
You got me. She's a computer whiz who specializes in neural AI and ultra-variable volume data analysis using complex logic. How she got involved in weapons development is beyond me.
Maybe. Whatever her reasons, we need her in order to stop Arsenal.
Raiden, find her.
I'm on my way.